how's it going, guys? Today I have an overclock tutorial for you guys, and I will be running the latest game, which is Overwatch. It's a pretty demanding game. I'm running the game on epic settings, which is the highest that I can go at, and it's at 1080p. VSync is off. As you can see, the FPS is right here in the upper left corner, along with the GPU temperature, uh, core clock speeds, and memory uh, speed also. So you can see we're getting about 40 FPS, get sometimes to 50 on epic
Should have kept your
in the
head
firing
down.
range. And I won't be able to go into the game just so we don't get kicked out for inactivity. So you can see the FPS going around 50 to 40 on the highest setting on Overwatch at 1080p. So what we're gonna do now is go to the MSI afterburner. I have a GTX 960M, but this would be the same process for any other GPU. So what would you do is start adding by clicking here to the core clock speed, type in the number that you want to add, usually go by 20 or 10, not anything higher than that, and then you click enter. And then you click the memory clock speed and you add, let's add 100, and then you click enter also. So now we have added 20 to the core clock and 100 to the memory clock. As soon as you click apply, you go back to the game, you can see that we've gained that 20 on the core clock and the 100 on the memory clock speed. And we haven't gotten much FPS out of it right now, so there's no benefit for adding 20 on the core clock and 100 in the memory clock. What would you do is keep adding until you have a stable clock or a stable overclock. It says trial and error. Every GPU chip is not the same. Your temperatures may not be the same, so you want to have a really good low temperature. I'm sitting at 65, which I don't feel comfortable with right now, but this is what I've saved as a profile. I add 135 to the core clock and 400 to the memory clock. That's my overclock that I've tested and it's stable. I've done a 12-hour run on the game to test the overclock and it's doing nice. So I'll go ahead and click apply, and now you can see that we don't dip down to 40 anymore. We're like 50 to 60, more like 60 right now with the overclock. So it's really beneficial to overclock the GPU as long as your temperatures are not high and you're still comfortable with it. What would I do now is I would go ahead and enable VSync. Me personally, that's my personal preference, to lock the game at 60 FPS, and it's gonna get locked here in a bit. Okay, so it's not getting locked. Let's see. Maybe the epic is more than the GPU can handle, even with the overclock. Yeah, but we've definitely gained
I don't play by the
FPS
rules anymore.
more than 10 FPS, I believe. This is again on epic, so should I roll that to ultra? Okay, so ultra gets us to 7 FPS, which means I can lock it with VSync to 60. Okay, more or less 60 FPS now with VSync. Yeah, that's a smooth gameplay. It's like that 60 FPS. Dips down a little bit to 70, 75, but that's not really concerning at all. The gameplay is very smooth. Keep in mind that I'm recording right now, so it's gonna have an impact on the performance. But playing this game on Ultra and 1080p on a GTX 960 is something that I would not been able to do without overclocking the GPU. So yeah, this is a tutorial. It's easy to do. This is not about the gameplay or anything. I'm just trying to do a tutorial on how to do it using the afterburner, the MSI afterburner. It's really easy, really simple. You just need to mess with it, kind of see what fits your preference. And that's it, pretty much. If you have any question, just drop them down in the comments. Any GPU, as I said, would work. Doesn't have to be exactly a GTX 960. Also, keep in mind if you have an exact same GPU that I have, if you also have a GTX 960M, you will not be able to reach the same clocks, or you might even go further than I did with the memory clock. But this is pretty much what I feel comfortable with. It's my preference. It gives me a smooth gameplay at 1080p on Ultra. And yeah, that's it. Like I said, any questions, drop them down in the comments. And yeah, that's it. Thank you.